Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Goblin Slayer Season 2. Yeah, I'm recording this. I was gonna play like Star Wars The Force Unleashed because I'm doing a let's play on that on my other channel. I was gonna record episode 8. Decided, you know what? Let me watch an episode of Goblin Slayer first. And then I'll go and slay some things in The Force Unleashed. What happened in the last episode? Well, they had infiltrated this goblin base. They saw some disturbing scenes, which to me I think they should have lingered on those scenes a bit longer, and they should have shown us a little bit more. I thought the disturbing scenes of last episode was kind of like, it didn't really. They didn't let the scenes actually inflict anything on the viewer. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, it's another scene, who cares? But let's see. The Heart of Darkness. Are we going to see the dinosaur again? That's my guess. And since they are goblins, they like to be in tunnels. So we're going down there first. It's like, oh god, you almost pushed me down instead of grabbing me. That's what I thought she did. She like, oh, boom, she bumped into him. Well, wait, why are you bumping into him? A keypad. And the symbol I saw said ass. Wait. You don't know what if you do something wrong and you die? Like it's a trap. Well, you did it right, so good. Good thinking. Most likely. Alright, nice. And I'm gonna skip the intro like I always do. There we go. It's a very atmospheric episode so far. No big deal, young lady. Like, I'm actually older than you. Yeah. Like, oh, we're getting the little emotional scene while, you're there in the elevator. Oh god, did the dwarf always had, cheeks like that? It's the first time I noticed his cheeks. Maybe it was just because he was, like, smiling. I mean, maybe staying at the very back isn't actually the best. Maybe she should be in the middle, you know. The spellcaster. Or the priestess, I should say. I mean, it's good, you know, to hype yourself up a bit. Oh, and they have some armor. I like those helmets. They probably don't help at all, a lot, since I assume they're just right on top of their heads with no padding. So the blunt trauma is still gonna go right through. But I guess if you're not gonna have any padding, then it probably is good that they don't have it strapped to their heads, so that it will just slide off along with their helmet, right? Oh, okay. Have they shown that before? That the lizard man creates his weapons through his magic? I always thought he just had them on him, but no. Alright. The great sheep. He didn't talk about the great dragon ancestor. Yeah, that's probably the leader. Nope. Oh god. Is that poisoned arrow? Even if it's not poisoned, it's probably very, very dirty. So, like, oh god, you're gonna get an infection. Oh, alright. So, I mean, that's a super good spell then. What she did right there. She probably killed the most by just making them jump off. Oh? What is she doing? What is she doing? What is the goblin doing? Ah. Becomes difficult to breathe. Well, oh, there we go. They are using some stabbing motions as well. It's gonna be like, oh, are they just using blunt weapons? No, they are using some stabbies. Like, purge these impure fools. Ah, because the blood, yeah, is straight into him. Nice, good job. Turn his blood into water. Oh, she's like, oh shit. Okay, so I guess she was like trying to help, but without killing. But now she did kill someone. You did good. You just saved us. Alright, nice. The dwarf. Man, it could be like, the natural resistance of dwarfs. Alright, make sure to reassure her over and over again. Because I guess what she did was like, oh shit, I used my magic to kill. Like, I used, healing to kill, and does that go against my teachings or whatever? But I liked it. We hope we get to see more of that from her from time to time. Not necessarily offensive spells, but spells, the only thing she really did was turn, blood into water, which is horrific when you think about it. Wait, what? Oh, okay. She's like, I don't want whatever to see up my skirt. Oh. He didn't die. Wait, what? How is this happening? Ah, is he using like a... Oh, okay, I guess he used like a teleportation scroll, maybe. Like, it's a good thing my outfit is very form-fitting. Even though, come on. Show us some elf tits. Why are you thinking this? I think I'm wrong with the fact that I think she's like, oh man, I used an offensive spell in anger. Is that why she's kind of like wondering this? And it's not because of what I thought that she used it, like, offensively, which is the thing that made her go like, wait, what? Like that. Alright. This is my sword gun. So I guess those adventures have been like in hell for who knows how long. Alright, so what's gonna go wrong? I mean, I will say this episode was like, eh. I mean, I think the only interesting part of this episode was when the priestess used her magic to turn the goblin's blood into water. But I don't like that the goblin then survived at the end. It should have died. I don't like that. Ah, no, she didn't actually kill that goblin. It's basically like the goblin slayers. I'm assuming he used a scroll for like a not teleportation, like a basically a teleportation scroll. Let's say that you know you open two portals in two different places. I think we've seen him use that before, and that is actually what killed the shaman. I don't like that. Like wait, that's what someone screams. Man, that looks like a Greek instrument, and the one that just. You're like, ah, don't worry about it. You're like, I'm way too popular. Can you take care of some of them? Sounds great. He's like, well, actually, I met him, so you know. Let's see if the story you're telling is true. Oh, well, I like your dress. It's kind of like, well, maybe this is the place I was born, but I don't know if I would call it my home at the moment. Well, maybe now. Maybe now I'm doing an okay job, but. Yeah, alright. Nice hearing that you're glad for something. Yeah, I'm rethinking my faith. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, just. Which means forever, forever. Because I assume these elves are elves that can die from old age. I assume they're kind of like the Lord of the Rings elves, which I hate. I really don't like how talk like elves in the Lord of the Rings. But basically, they can only die from being killed. But these elves don't seem to be as overpowered as the Lord of the Rings elves. And they're better looking here, so that's 2 points above the Lord of the Ring elves. Alright, and I like that they're all wearing kind of like the same dress, but just that they're like their colors. Like their outfit colors, but like a few shades brighter. Oh, okay. It's like they throw the bouquet and so which one of you are gonna take it? Oh god, fate is death. I mean, that's true. All things, like what is life if not to die? And I assume we're not gonna see who takes it. It's going to be left like ambiguous. You know, I know what you think. Like, it can take a long time for the letter to get to you, and maybe the letter was intercepted, or maybe if I assume if they sent letter by like birds, maybe a predator ate that bird. You know, many things can stop letters from going to certain areas. All right, well, that was episode 8. Yeah, I think I only have like the one positive like I have for this episode kind of got destroyed later on in the episode. Her using her purify magic to turn blood into water, removed impurities, and then later on in the episode, it didn't kill the goblin. Yeah, the goblin should have died. Even if the spell reversed back now, like it just purifies for a little time. If all the blood in your body becomes water, well, you're gonna die. You're probably gonna have aneurysms, spasms, who knows, all types of shit. So I don't like that. I mean, the fight scenes weren't that great either. So yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say. Once there was youth, now there's nothing but ash. Alright, so that's the name of the next episode, which actually sounds interesting, because it tells me that we're probably gonna go back, or we're gonna get Goblin Slayer and Milk Girl talking about, well, their youth. You know, the place, their home, like, what happened. We know goblins attacked, but what happens now? Like, what is happening there now? I assume it's just completely destroyed, maybe, because of the term ash. And also be interesting to see that, I always assumed that where they were living with, her uncle, it was the same place. But with all these episodes that come out, it seems to be like, oh no, it's a completely different place. Their home was like, I guess, close to that river we saw not lake, not river. The lake we saw earlier on in this season. So yeah, I mean that could be interesting. But this episode was like a 4 out of no, actually it wasn't a 4 out of 9 because there wasn't anything like really like awful about it. I'd say it was like a 5 out of 9, which is probably worse than a 4 out of 9, weirdly enough, because there's like nothing to it. It's just like, at least when you get like 3 out of 9s or 4 out of 9s, there are things that like make you feel stuff, even if it's like feelings are like, oh god, this was shit, whatever. At least there's some emotions. For this, no emotions.